tell you what, let's start off again. We'll start off again with some solid Krystal Evans advice that is going to change people's lives.
Okay.
A video I watched this morning of you putting M&Ms in a microwave.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for watching that.
Yeah, I watched that and I was like, I have wasted my whole life
Yes.
not heating up chocolate.
That is the best content I've ever made, that video. Like up till now, up till then, like since then. And when I made that, I was like, I like felt such a deep sense of pride, you know, that I had put something like useful like that out there. And I was like, this is going to be me now. I'm going to do like, you know, like food hacks. And then I went to do the second one and I was like, I got nothing. That was the only
You've
thing
only got one
I
food
had. I
hack.
only got one food hack and it's that one. And it's such a good one.
My next question was, what's your other food hack?
I tried to think of one, and I had another one in mind, and I've been trying to remember it for 3 years. So I don't know. I don't know what else. I don't know where I can go from here.
I thought you were doing a bit of a wind up because what you do is you put all the M&Ms in a bowl and you kind of pat them down, and I thought you had been like, and they're ready, and then you go and you put them in the microwave for a minute, which everyone should now go and do.
Yeah.
And you did that, and then you kind of crack it open. And the chocolate
melty.
inside is melted.
I did the crack open just to demonstrate what it looks like inside, but you don't have to crack it open. You can just eat them, and they are absolutely heavenly.
Yeah.
Have you tried it now?
No, this literally just this morning, and I just thought, I could do that with minstrels as well.
They don't work with everything. I don't know why. It's a chemical thing. I've heard some people, because when I did that video, it was quite popular at the time. There was a lot of comments being like, you can do this also with this candy and that candy and the other one. But then some people are like, oh, you can't do it with that one because it doesn't work. So you got to just,
I'll do it with M&Ms anyway, but I'm going to be
trying. Plain M&Ms has to be plain M&Ms.
Right, okay. Yeah. I want to do it with minstrels as well. Minstrels are my favorite chocolate, so I'm going to be trying that tonight.
Quite a questionable name on that candy.
There is, and now that I've just said it out loud, yeah. Fuck you, Galaxy.
I hate British candies. You know what it is? It's because I didn't grow up with them. I used to think they were objectively worse, but like my husband is like, no, because we've done taste tests with, you know, ones that are similar.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Whoppers versus Maltesers,
Okay.
right? So Whoppers are better, right, Coven? No!
Yes.
You like Maltesers better? Maltesers to me taste stale.
They're quite malty. There is definitely, but again, I've grown up.
Whoppers are malty.
I've never tried. I've never even heard of Whoppers.
Should have brought some in. I have some.
There's loads of American candy stores in Edinburgh. Shouldn't there
You
be
don't
some?
go to those though.
I know. I
think it's wrong. I need to wait until I go home to buy it.
Right,
I'm not going to
okay.
pay 10 times the amount it costs.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's. I love Maltesers. Like Maltesers are one of my favorite. Like a Maltesers ice cream, the Maltesers bunnies, all in on that, all that stuff. Are you just not a fan?
No, I don't like as well. Like the worst offender of British candy to me is the flake. Right? I'm sorry. What the hell is this? Coben, shut up. Unless you're going to agree with me, just shut up. No, it's like this stale, thick, nasty piece of chocolate that they stick in ice cream, and it just ruins it. And I'm sorry, I just don't like it.
I'll give you an alternative. I'm a Galaxy fanboy. A Ripple.
Okay.
It's very similar, but actually just a lot better. Galaxy Ripple. So give that one a try. Similar kind of shape, everything like that. That's the one for me.
Is this what you envisioned this podcast to be? Like me shitting on British candy?
Well, you know, I've tried American candy, and I just cannot get on board with American chocolate.
Oh, I've heard that from a lot of people.
It's
horrible, huh? It's just pure oil and sugar.
Yeah, I don't know what I can't even put my finger on it, but it's just, I just can't do it. But I suppose it's just what we've all grown up with.
American food is oil whipped in a series of different ways to create different textures, and that's how we like it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually that's why like Oreos are vegan, you know? There's no chocolate or dairy.
Yeah, that's fair.
In Oreos.
What else do you think this country does horribly wrong food-wise?
Oh my God.
Because I mean, that's the thing. You like a lot, but there's also, let's not talk about the shit we like, because that's not good.
You're gonna hate me for this, okay?
Okay, go for it.
Bacon, right? I don't like British bacon.
Oh, right. Okay,
I don't like British
that's
bacon.
Controversial.
Yeah, because it's like, and I know that like this is a bacon-loving country. Okay,
Yeah.
I love bacon too.
Yeah.
Right. Unsmoked bacon should not exist. In fact, I would say that's not bacon.
I would agree.
That's just ham.
I only do smoked bacon.
Yeah,
smoked
okay,
bacon is
all
the only
right.
thing for me.
Fair enough. Also, like the fact that it looks like a fucking tennis racket, the British bacon. There's this big thick bit on the end. There's no fat in it. It's very lean. I don't like that. I don't like the big thick bit of gristle on the side. I like streaky bacon, and it's long and thin, and it's mostly fat. Okay, it's smoked.
Yeah.
And you do it till it's just slightly crispy, but still bendy. That's like, it's just better.
Okay.
And also, American bacon is like, everything in America is bigger. So it's
Yeah.
big. It's like really big, and it's still really big when it comes out of the pan.
Right. Okay.
Right.
I've tried American bacon. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate it, but I do prefer the big fat British one. But it has to be smoked.
Yeah,
It
it has
can't
to be
not be
smoked.
smoked.
Yeah,
The rest
agreed.
is just like nah. Get
The
on my
other
face.
thing is,
Okay.
you guys cook bacon under the grill a lot.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, we do
That's
that.
ridiculous. It's disgusting. It needs to be in a frying pan.
Yeah.
Right? The grill just needs to not exist.
I would agree with that.
Nothing goes in a grill that's better than in a frying pan.
Unless you're melting cheese.
No, wrong. It comes out all greasy and nasty.
How else are you meant to melt cheese?
You put a lid on the fucking pan. You put the grilled cheese in the pan with butter on it. You put the lid on top. It melts beautifully. Not greasy.
Really?
Yes. Coben? Coben's like, I've never cooked anything in my life.
No, do you know what? I my grill pan, I'll go to use it every now and then, and I'll pull it out, and I'll be like, "Oh, I've not cleaned that," so I'm just
Yeah.
going to chuck it back in.
See? This is why.
Yeah, it's an abomination, and I never use it. But I've started frying bacon as well.
See, this is like, I asked you before we started recording if I should prepare anything, and now I'm like, oh my God, I totally should have prepared like food.
Are you going to come in with me recipes right now?
No, I just like, because you're like, oh, what British foods are shitty? And I'm like, I know I have a list of these, but I can't. Oh, that's the other thing. Pizza. You guys have fucked pizza over here.
You fucking take that back, Krystal Evans.
Barbecued chicken and
That's
corn.
not cool. That's not
Yuck.
cool. That's not cool.
Oh my God, yuck.
I'll agree with that. I will agree with that.
Yuck.
There's the best pizza in Edinburgh is Pizzeria 1926. Have you been there? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's proper like,
Yeah, they're good.
they're good. And Matto.
Yeah, oh, I like Manto. Yeah,
Two best ones. They do pizza perfectly. I go to them all the time.
fair.
So, but I will agree.
But that's not representative of a country's worth of pizza. Okay,
That's fair. There is a
These
lot of
are-
shit pizza.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit pizza here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna just badmouth some other pizza places.
Go
but
for
I'm
it.
not. No. Severino's is just like,
Oh, I like Chiverinos.
it's all right. I just had one yesterday. It's tolerable, but I just anytime I have one, I'm just like,
It's
I
not-
just
it's
I
not your
can't
fave.
believe that people get like pizzas from a chippy. That's like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
like fried pizzas.
When I'm drunk, though, I'll have a pizza from a chippy. I
yeah.
won't.
Oh, okay, but end of the night if it's the only thing. But like to go.
Don't get me wrong. We go like multiple times a week to Chippies and get pizzas.
But to go at 7 o'clock at night and go, I'm going to pick a chippy pizza over a
gross.
good pizza. I'm like, what are you doing with your life?
No, agreed.
I think Americans do food. The breakfast buffet in America is one of the best things ever invented.
Just the buffet in general is
Yeah.
great. I how many buffets have I been to over here? Like almost none.
I mean, you're going to get the
Chinese buffet.
Yeah, and then the
Right.
one at Omni, I don't know if it's still open. It's like a kind of world buffet.
Oh, I haven't seen
It's
it.
called Cosmo, and people queue down the street for it.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's really weird. And I used to think it was like somewhere like it looks like a celebrity's doing like a book signing or something. The queue like spirals down the street, and it's just a shitty buffet.
So then why don't other people see that and make a buffet themselves?
Honestly,
weird.
and I think it's quite trailer trash in America. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Golden Corral.
Oh yeah. That's like the
Wow.
like the South. That's not even, they don't have those where I'm from, so
Really?
I'm not familiar, but I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a few of them in Florida, and it was like some of the best days of my life.
Yeah. I know. It's amazing.
Yeah.
See, I don't, that's like, we sell our soul in America to have everything be like cheap, and you know what I mean? And so, I mean, think of the food wastage that goes on at a buffet.
Oh,
You charge
yeah.
people $10, $8, whatever, and you're like, you can have whatever you want, as much of it as you want. And like all the vegetables get left, you know?
Oh god, yeah.
And
The
chucked.
vegetables ain't happening.
How do they make money? I mean, my husband and I own restaurants. I
Yeah.
don't know how these people make money. I literally don't. They must.
It must be the most bullshit quality food.
Yeah,
Just like
it must be horrible.
Yeah, it must be bottom of the barrel, just
Yeah.
like awful food. But yeah, I was lapping it up
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
I mean, in Vegas, like there's buffets that are real nice.
yeah.
My aunt, and I'll say this, right? Aunt Tina, shout out. She moved.
Shout out Tina, big fan of the pods.
She's Mormon. They don't gamble. They moved to Vegas for the buffets. I'm not joking. She moved to Vegas for the buffets because they're so good and they're so cheap in Vegas. And over COVID, they all shut down, and she was like super depressed because that was just when they had moved there.
Holy shit!
But they're back now. It's all good. But
wow, yeah, I would move. It's something we just don't do in this country. We just don't do enough of it. But I got carried away at that Golden Corral. I don't know if I'll keep this pen. There was a bakery section in the Golden Corral, and there was just like chocolate brownies. And for about 3 days, maybe 2-3 days in a row, I just had about 8 or 9 chocolate brownies for my breakfast. A few hours later.
This episode brought to you by Golden Corral.
Well, not in a second.
No.
Not in a second. So then go to Epcot theme park in Florida, and I'm standing in one of the arcades, just playing away on the arcades, and I just shat myself. Myself slap bang in the middle of the arcades. I just completely shat myself.
It just came out.
It just like with no warning, just went boom.
Oh, wow.
And I was like maybe about like 13, 14, and my life instantly in that second was just like, my life is over.
Did you say, Mom, Dad, I shot myself? Or did you just...
I had to basically, I ran to the toilet.
Was it a lot?
Oh, it was a lot.
Oh,
it
God.
Was. And do you know what I was wearing shorts as well. I had a little bit too much shorts with no boxer shorts. There was no that literally fell out. I'm sorry, everyone.
You weren't wearing underwear?
No underwear. It fell out. And I remember I just turned around and I looked behind me and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I looked down and I was like, oh, that came out of me. And I ran to the toilet. I still remember this clear as day. I had never met another Ralph in my life. And then I kind of like stopped this guy and I'm like, where's the toilet? And I just saw this guy's name badge, Ralph, and he went, it's just over there, sir. And I was like, wow, that's me from the future, saving myself.
Oh, yeah.
And I go in and I just, it was carnage. And then I came out and I was like, my family, we're all quite like brutal. We will slag each other for anything. So I had to like go up to Mum and be like, Mum, I've just shat my pants. Don't tell Dad, don't tell my brothers, or they're just going to rip me.
Yeah.
And she was like, right. So we had to walk around the theme park, and we had to go and get like Mickey Mouse boxes.
Wait, were you naked at this point?
No. I'd like gone into
your shitty trousers back on.
Shitty shorts.
Oh, shitty shorts. Jesus
and then we had to go like find, and I still remember to this day, they were like American flag, like shiny metallic American flag Mickey Mouse boxer shorts.
Ralph, this is the best thing. Have you done a bit about this?
No.
Holy fuck.
It is it. And then I remember being like, please don't tell Dad. And then maybe about 10 years later, I was just like, right, I think I'm ready to kind of tell the rest of the family. And my dad went, I fucking knew.
Wait a second, but did they ask why you were wearing shiny metallic?
So they were on under the shorts, so I had to then put them on under the shorts I was wearing. The shiny.
You kept the shitty shorts and
I
put
had
them
to,
on.
Krystal. I had no other option.
It was either shit or American flag, and you chose shit. Like, you'd rather actually wear shit.
So it went American flag boxers and then shorts, normal shorts over the top of that, but with a bit of shit on them. So, yeah, and so then I just had to...
I think that you can go to jail for that.
Shitting yourself in a theme park?
No, putting shit on an American flag.
That is not very patriotic, is it?
No, that's
really
that's
not
rebellious.
A patriot move.
No.
Yeah. So I say I love Golden Corral, and I would never go back there and eat there again. But I've learned my lesson now.
Would you say that Disneyland is the most magical place on earth, though?
Well, I tell you what, not that day. But Epcot's a bit shit anyway. Epcot's the big educational one. I wasn't enjoying it anyway. I was in the arcade just playing some games. And then, my life changed.
Amazing.
My life changed for the worst.
I remember one time I was... I don't know, 8 or 9, and I was staying with my aunt, not Tina, my other aunt, Kelly. Shout out Kelly. Yeah, shout out Kelly. And I was eating whatever the fuck I wanted at her house.
Nice.
And what I wanted to eat was Fruity Pebbles, which is a cereal.
Okay.
Imagine Rice Krispies, but kind of flattened. And it's like each pebble is a different color. So it's rainbow colored cereal.
Nice.
It's themed, it's Flintstones themed, right?
Very grown up.
So that's why it's called Fruity Pebbles. It's like Pebbles, the rocks. I don't know. And it was like, so it's rainbow color. There's a chocolate one and there's a fruity one, which is the rainbow one. Okay. Right. So I must have eaten like 11 bowls of Fruity Pebbles this day. And like, I went to the toilet and my shit was green.
No.
It was green. It was like bright green. I was like really worried actually.
Yeah.
But I was also kind of like, this is amazing.
That's impressive.
So I ran to Kelly and I was like, Kelly, my poop is green. And she literally looked at me and was like, I think in that moment, like she realized that she had been really neglectful.
Yeah. Child services
So
on the
she
way.
actually got like mad at me because she was like, Krystal, you can't eat this much Fruity Pebbles. Like she's like, this is not good for your health.
You're
and all this
28 now,
stuff.
Krystal.
I'm like, but you gotta look at my shit. But yeah, so.
Oh my God. Yeah, I love that she just quickly just blamed you on
She
that
did.
one.
She
Chuck
got
you
really
under the
mad,
bus.
obviously at myself, at herself, but taking it out on me.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Green shit. I've never seen that before.
I didn't know that rainbow would turn into green.
No, I wouldn't have
Maybe
thought
it
that
was
either.
just the green dye is the one
Green
that
dash.
comes
That's
through.
the strongest one.
It was a fucking great day, though.
Oh my God. I've ended up on so many car journeys with comedians, and it's just like the chat always just turns into like shit chat.
Yeah.
How many times have you shit yourself?
Oh,
You think
God.
it's going to be some kind of like inspiring stuff of like, oh, how are you? How's your art? And everything like that. It's just like, no, I just shat myself.
It's either that or who you've seen on stage that's been the most right wing lately.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you'll never guess what so and so said on stage.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
And you're always just like, you just honestly just want to like swerve the car over the side of the road and be like, tell me everything.
Yes, I know. Oh, there's nothing better than comedian gossip.
So I can't remember. I always do this. I'm always like, what the fuck were we just talking about? You've been here. You've been here a while. What's
Here as in Scotland?
Here as in Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
Was it about, is it 8 years
Yeah.
you've been here?
How did you know that?
I've done my research.
Oh,
I've done my research. I researched.
So lovely.
Research all my guests. So we've done like kind of the worst parts of Scotland food.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you think we can improve, or anything else you think we do really well?
Is this to do really well?
Yeah.
See, it's always back to food to me.
Yeah.
You should have asked me this beforehand, Ralph. I'm so
Sorry.
fucking shit in the
I
morning.
never prep anything.
I like Tunnocks tea cakes a lot. It's my favorite like junk food of all time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Weirdly, I hate them.
Oh, that's
I know.
I don't know about
That's
that.
gonna go down. I'm
I've
gonna
met
get.
several people who say they hate them, and I really don't understand how you could hate like a cloud of marshmallow loveliness with chocolate on the outside.
I'm not a fan of marshmallow at all.
Okay, well that explains
I'm a
it.
piece of shit. A lot of people.
You are.
I know.
Do you like ice cream?
Oh, too much.
Okay. all
Too
right.
like a genuine like a Snickers ice cream is one of my favorite meals. I say meals, but I can like buy a box of like 4 Snickers ice creams and I'll go right. I'll have one now, and I'll have one each day, and then about an hour later, all 4 are gone. I genuinely think a Snickers ice cream is one of the greatest things ever invented. You're looking at me like no.
No, they're fine. I was actually thinking about.
Whoa. I could see as I was saying that, I could see in your face was just like, that is such a boring food opinion.
No, it's not. I was thinking about what I was going to say next instead of listening to you.
When's this fucking idiot gonna stop talking?
No. No, that I do like Snickers ice cream. Oh, I have to bring up one more food.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, and then I'll move on to something else. I was just home. I was just back in the U.S. for Thanksgiving, and the one American food that I love more than anything that I cannot bring home is an ice cream sandwich. Coben, do they have those in Calgary? It's basically I can't. It has to be a specific kind, because every
Okay,
time I say this, people are like, oh, like, Ben and Jerry's does a one with the cookie. No, that's wrong. So there's one, it's shaped like a bar, right?
Yeah.
Like a rectangle. And in the middle is just very soft vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
Almost like soft serve, but harder than that. It's very light and fluffy. And then the 2 sandwich bits on the outside are this chocolate flavored, like, between a cookie and a biscuit, between a cake and a biscuit, almost, right?
Right, okay, I'm on board.
It's very soft and spongy, but very thin, and it holds its shape. And you let it melt for and it's always wrapped in like white, like almost like baking paper, right?
Right.
And you unwrap it, and it is just like you let it melt for like 1 or 2 minutes, right? Oh, Coben's got a picture of one up right there. Yeah, there it is. You want to put it up on here? Yeah, that's it.
Shit.
This is it right here.
Coben, I didn't know we could do this, by the way.
This is the best thing. I must have had like 20 of those when I was home.
What's it called?
It's just called an ice cream sandwich. And there's different brands, but it's weird. Weirdly, this is one where people are like, oh, what brand?
Yeah,
it's
so
so
that's
weird.
literally-
That's not it.
Go
It
on.
has to be this one with the little holes in top. That weirdly, when you go to American supermarkets, it has to be like the supermarket own brand.
All right.
Ice cream sandwich is usually the best one, right? So like Safeway's own brand ice cream sandwiches, it has to be that.
Oh my
you know,
God.
other people have tried to come close, but it is never matched.
That the New York Times. This is how far journalism's
Look
come.
at this.
The 8 best ice cream sandwiches of 2022.
2022. Oh my God, look at that. How did I miss that article?
I mean, that's that's definitely not even a thing that I didn't know we
think
were
that's
missing
not
out
even
on.
close to what you asked me just now. But I just went ahead and talked about what I wanted to talk about.
Anything else you want to discuss?
When is he going to bring up ice cream sandwiches? I don't know. Okay. Oh yeah, you were like, what is Scotland good at? Okay, the one thing I do like now about being over here, is that the one thing. No, I like Scotland a lot, but like because I've been over here so long now, like I actually, and I say this in my set, but it is actually true.
Mm-hmm.
I do actually prefer the more subdued customer service that you guys.
Oh, God,
okay,
yeah.
just like don't pretend like you're a fucking Disneyland employee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I go home and like you check out at Safeway and they're like, "Hey, you watching the big game tonight?" And I'm like, "Oh, come on,
Yeah, dial it
get a
down.
fucking life." I know
Yeah.
it's like when. Like, you know, the lead character, The Handmaid's Tale, is like in the society where no one wears makeup. And then she goes to a society where women are wearing makeup and they look like insane to her. That's what it is like for me now going home with the American customer service. It's terrible.
Aren't they doing it? Sorry. Are they doing it because of just they're genuine or they're just chasing tips?
I think they are genuine.
Yeah.
Americans are just generally, we are more positive and just like, because I think that like, this is getting like conspiracy theory now.
Oh, bring it
I
on.
think
This is
it's-
all this podcast has ever done.
I think it's like
We
because
blew up the COVID vaccine last week.
right wing people shitting themselves and now this. No, I think it's because like we watch so much TV and movies that then becomes the bar for how we think we're supposed to act.
Oh, really?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because we like worship movies and TV so much that every time we talk, it sounds like you're saying a line in a movie instead of being genuine.
Right. Okay.
Maybe this is getting too serious.
No. I get it. Do you know what, actually?
Like-
I not hate, but I really do not like British
Americans.
dramas.
Yeah, British drama.
British dramas. See when
Yeah.
people go, "Oh my God!" Like you need to see Line of Duty. I watched like about 5 minutes of it, and I was like, "This is a piece of shit."
Yeah.
Why is anyone watching this? But people are always just like, "Oh my God, British dramas! This you need to see this ITV drama." No, you don't.
Yeah.
I love or like obsessed like anything like HBO. Just put anything like HBO on,
Yeah.
and you will enjoy it so much better than
Yeah.
watching James Nesbitt and Cold Feet.
We do entertainment very well in America, I have to say.
It's your biggest strong point. You've got
Yeah.
you got that sports.
Rap.
Rap. You've got sports.
British rap is so bad.
sport-
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's barely even a thing.
It's so bad.
Have you ever heard like Scottish rap?
No.
Oh, please go and look up Scottish rappers.
Oh my
It is
God.
just, it's not even, it doesn't even seem like it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's just like some guys on like, just like in the back of a Ford Focus, just like rapping. And it's just like, it's so fucking tragic.
I know that like a lot of the times, because I know that there are like, you know, rappers from London that are good, but for some reason, and I know that this is just like a biased thing in my head, I'm like, a rapper needs to have like an American accent in my head. You know, it just sounds so weird to me with a
Yeah.
London accent. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird.
That going for you?
Mm.
We don't really have that.
Yeah, customer service.
Customer service. That's where you let down customer service. But have you ever been clearly, even if you like places like Dishoom and they go
yeah.
over the top with customer service, they go too far.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to be like, "Hey guys, how you doing? Have you
I
ever
really
been
like
here before?"
Dishoom.
I know love the food, but it's like the customer service goes to the
Any
opposite.
dietary requirements? And
Oh
you're like,
my God. Yeah.
You know,
just-
I know that this is a necessary thing that all restaurants have to do, and I get why they do it. But like, I just hate every time now that you go to a restaurant and you sit down and they're like, "Have you guys been here before?"
I know.
Why? I know how a restaurant works.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, the thing is, we recommend about 3 to 4 dishes per person. It's like, I'm like, everybody knows what tapas is now. Come
just shut the
on,
fuck
just
up.
shut the fuck up. I know how a menu works.
It's like the only one that could have any kind of room for doing that was Nando's.
Mm.
And all they could have just said is, "Yeah, just order there." You didn't have to go and go, have you been here before? Do you know what we're all about? And it's just like, they should just like have a sign, go, order over here, sit over there. And that's it. But yeah, when they do come in and try and give you instructions, you're like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing.
American restaurants as well, they always tell you their name. And I'm like,
I'll
she's
be
like,
your server.
I'll be Teresa. I'll be your server this evening. And you're like, imagine if you're like, Teresa. You know, I mean, it would be like so fucking rude.
Yeah.
I would never use the server's name.
Yeah, it just feels, it's too personal.
It is. It's too much.
Yeah.
Can we all just be depressed like we are on the inside?
Oh, fuck yeah, bring that on. Honest to God. Let's do a bit of comedy talk.
Okay.
Because I think we've just done food, we've done America.
I know.
You were quite. I started comedy at 29.
Oh, yeah.
You started around
I
about
was
then?
like 29, 30.
Yeah,
I
you're-
signed up for Red Raw 29, but then I had to wait till I was 30.
35.
Yeah.
So both late starters. Do you think that benefited you being a late starter in comedy?
No.
No.
I mean, it's like it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like you can view it from any angle that you want, and you can wrap around and be like, you know what, I was more mature when I started. I got more to say. I know who I am. But any way you slice it, it would have been better if I'd started earlier, wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like would have been better. Like, I hate this, and I know that that's like something that like people don't want to hear because they're like, oh, whatever. But it's like if you're listening out there and you're like thinking about maybe this is something you want to do, just fucking start it. And that's not
Yeah.
just for comedy, that's for anything.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're going to be, it's like, yeah, sure. I was more mature and stuff when I started, but then I would have been more mature and then had 10 years of comedy under my belt if I would have
Yeah.
started when I was 19. However, I will say, I am so glad I did start at 29.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. So if you're 29 or 35 or whatever, and you're like, I haven't started, I'm such a dickhead, just start. Because it's like, I would say, you're either going to start and then have been doing comedy for 10 years at 45,
Yeah.
or you're going to turn 45 and still not done fucking anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're going to be just as old without doing the thing you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, do start as early as you can. But if for some whatever reason you didn't, or you were chicken shit or whatever, like I was, because I knew I wanted to be a comedian. I knew I wanted to be a comedian from such a young age. But I was chicken shit. I have to say, I was just chicken. I just didn't want to do it. I knew that I was going to do it. I just was like, not yet. And so for me, and this is like the fucking nail in the coffin, is that I had to like get pregnant before
Right.
I then shat myself and said, oh God, I'm never going to do this if I don't do this now.
Yeah.
So then when I had a kid, I was like looking at the baby and being like, oh, I'm going to be one of those mothers that does fuck all. Like, no offense to, that sounds really
No,
shitty.
no. I'm
going to be one of those parents that like, that is just,
That's the whole
my whole
identity.
identity is
Whole
being a
life,
mother.
yeah.
And that's fine if you like that and if you want to do that. But
Yeah.
I knew I didn't. I knew I
Yeah.
was like, if I'm going to look, this baby's going to look at me. And I don't want to be like a bitter person that's like, because of you, I never did what I wanted
Yeah.
to do. So that actually gave me like a kick up the ass to
Really,
be like,
yeah.
you need to do this now. And also I was like, oh, I'm in Edinburgh, which is like a great city for comedy. It's got the Fringe and all this stuff. I'm like, it's like everything's pointing to you just doing it. So then once I got that first 5 minutes done, it got
Yeah.
easier after that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, I was the same. Total
Sorry to be
chicken shit.
so sincere.
No, that's perfect. No, I was gonna bring that up because I love parents that are not the whole like that's everything about them. It's just they're just rooted and they just don't talk about anything else. So I love parents that, and also just give a bit of real talk about what parenting is like, and a bit of just like it's fucking tough, man. Whereas the people are just like, it's the most best thing I've ever done in my life. You just want to go.
It's so
We
hard,
know you're
man.
lying.
No, I mean, it is the best, but it's also the hardest.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I mean, yeah, it's like, because people are like, oh my God, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, having 2 kids and doing that. And I'm like, well, I do it, but it is really fucking hard.
Yeah.
It is really hard. Like, and sometimes you have to be that person where you just have to be like, because I can so see, like, especially when your kids are really young, like babies, I can so see, like I said to like other parents I know, I'm like, how good would it be to just quit your career and just look after that baby? That's all you have to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, I didn't because I know that wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so much to deal with. And then like to just, because I can see how mothers, but mostly fathers too, but mostly mothers because like, societally it all falls on us and shit,
Yeah.
especially because, you know, we're the ones that give birth and breastfeed and blah, 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 because nature is sexist and whatever. But it's like, it's just like, it's so tempting to just quit everything
God,
else.
yeah.
Because, you know, you can't quit that. I
Yeah.
can't. I mean, like, you know what?
I'm handing him a month's notice to the children.
You can't do that. So it's like, that's the one you can't quit. So I'm like, how good would it be to just be like, you know what? I'm taking a year off of comedy. You know what? I'm taking 2 years off of comedy. You know what? When the kids turn 5 and go to school, then I'll start my career again. And it's like, some people have no choice but to do that. And that's, you know what I mean? But I knew that if I didn't push through, I would regret it.
Yeah.
I just knew, because I was like, when I first started comedy, I was like, I have to do this, because I knew, I was like, this is definitely what I should be doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know in me, as hard as it is and as difficult as it is, I do need to keep doing it. Is there elephants upstairs?
I think so.
What is that?
One week we had a bin lorry outside, and I mean, you could just hear it.
Oh, right.
Brrr.
Right at my emotional bin.
I don't know. I hope that I won't pick it up.
Yeah.
But you find you're kind of at a point now where it's easier now. You've kind of got a good system in place to be able to have that life outside of parenting and have that kind of comedy career.
It's different every day, man.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's like, I hate to say, like, and if you're gonna have kids, or if you have young kids, it's hardest when they're young.
Yeah.
You know. So I've got a 7-year-old. He's a breeze at this point. And then I mean, but I still gotta look after him. Yeah. But like, you know, make him food and stuff. But he like goes to his bed and reads on his own. I mean, it's just like it's a fucking dream.
Yeah.
But then I've got another one that's almost 3. Okay, so he's getting there.
Yeah.
But he's still a baby in a lot of ways. You know, he cries for mommy and wants to be held all the time. And well, I won't describe the specifics, but it's like some weeks and some days are really great, and I'm like, this is great, you know. And then other times, you know, there's teething, there's fucking illness, there's all these things, and it just sets you back. So it's like, but yeah, I can just feel as he's getting older that there's longer stretches of goodness.
Right. Okay.
You know, I mean, the main thing with little kids is sleep, right? That's the main thing.
I mean,
And
it's just the main thing with me as well.
yeah, I mean,
fuck.
when you don't have good sleep, everything else falls away.
Oh, God, yeah.
Everything else falls away. You don't exercise. You don't eat healthy. You can't think. You
Yeah.
don't do good at, for me, I don't do good at gigs. I feel like shit all the time. It's like everything falls away when you don't get sleep. And that's the main thing with little kids. So anyway, but my point is, if you can and you have kids, just keep doing what you're doing, because then it's like, I'm so glad now looking back that I didn't quit comedy in those young years.
Yeah.
Because now I have more years of experience and having my own identity, rather than like trying to jump back in, you know what I mean, 3 years down the line or something, and being 3 years even older than I was before.
Yeah.
You know?
I think even like you said, having that break would just be. Yeah, you'd always like there's a risk of like falling out of love with it, or you just kind of go, it'd be so hard to get back into it. That's why I've just like never stopped. I've just like, I'll just keep going. Because if I'm the same, if I was just like, oh, if I just took 6 months off, that would be so sweet, and not have to worry about like, oh, what's my set going to be like? Is this going to go well? How am I getting on with this club? What's happening with this club? What's am I going to do for the Fringe? To just have those worries gone for like 6 months. I think I probably wouldn't go back.
I know.
I'd just be like, this is sweet. I've got so much free time now.
That's the fear, right? Because
Yeah.
that's the fear, is that you wouldn't go back. And that's happened, right? To lots of people.
Yeah, I think
And
a lot after COVID, a lot of people were just like, nah, not happening.
it's so hard. It's really, and especially when you're doing something that you really love and want to be doing. And I love comedy, and I love, like when you're talking about like watching British dramas or whatever, I don't really watch dramas. I just watch comedy because I love comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so cheesy, but I do. I love it so much. And I love like watching comedy. And I'm so sad when I don't go to a comedy show just to watch for a while, you know, because I'm like, I just love comedy.
Yeah.
I love being friends with comedians, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Except you, really.
Yeah, I'm
but,
a piece of shit, of course. We stopped at the beginning. Piece of shit.
but
Yeah, and I love it because in fact you just kind of get like to watch comedy for free, and you're kind of like in the green rooms having all the chat. It's
a dream.
I literally just watch comedy all the time. It's and I sometimes I'm just like, right, Ralph, we get it. Fucking do something else, and I'll try and watch something else, and I'll go, right, I'll just come back to that, and I'll go, I've watched this special like 9 times. Oh, well, let's do it again. We'll chuck it on again. But it's enjoyable.
God, you're a fucking loser.
I know, what a fucking dweeb. Do you think this is the best job you've ever had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I have to say that, right? I once had a job in New York where I was a waitress and bartender for a long time.
Okay.
And I was like a bartender and waitress at this private club. And it was like Stuart, my husband, was the chef there at the time.
Right.
And everybody thought I had only gotten the job because of him. And that was true. I was like,
Nepotism works.
absolutely works.
Lean into it.
I lied to them about I had a completely falsified resume. I made up everything. It was like, I made up a really slick restaurant in Seattle called West House. Totally made it up. Good name, right?
Yeah.
West House. And made it up. I had never even opened a bottle of wine before I worked here. And like I went and I remember there was like this private party for like a really big time politician.
Right.
There was so many famous people that were members of this club, like Renee Zellweger, fucking Billy Joel, Quincy Jones was there a lot. It was a lot of those are like the ones you'd have heard of, but then there's also like the CEO of Starbucks, Howard Schultz. There was like Dick Cheney would come in a lot, like. And it was like really insane.
That's
right?
like top level,
Top
elite.
level.
That's the Illuminati type.
Oh yeah, this was like right in Manhattan, like right in the middle of Manhattan. So it was like a Monday through Friday club,
Right.
And so it was very busy Monday through Friday in the working hours and in the evenings because they would come in like to do meetings or whatever kind of thing. But then in the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, like they would all fuck off to their Long Island, upstate New York home. So it was like really dead on the weekends.
Right.
So yeah, so I worked there. You can cut this bit out.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But one time when I was in the dining room, he was having dinner with this other guy, and he like stood up and he grabbed me like this around the waist, dipped me down, and like put his face really close to mine, and he was like gonna kiss me, but it was like not, and I was like just like giggling and trying to like be cool. And he was really drunk. And he was like, something like, have you ever danced like this before or whatever? Anyway, it was over. Like he let go of me finally. This is in front of like a dining room full of people.
Holy shit.
And then I went back to the hallway and I cried.
Yeah, of course, as you do.
And like all the other waitresses were like, are you okay? And I was like, he's such an asshole. But what I was going to say about this job was I made more money at this job than any job I've ever had.
Really?
Oh my God, I made so much money. So it was like, but they never did anything about it because that kind of shit would happen all the time with the guys that would work there.
Oh, yeah.
And they would just like never.
NDAs. People sign NDAs. Be like, getting them out the door. Yeah.
You know what? Maybe you can tell that story, but bleep out.
Okay,
if you want.
Well, I'll do that.
I mean, I don't know, like, maybe. I just am like always worried that I'm going to get sued or something.
No. I'll bleep it out, but we'll keep the story in to be like, oh, he's an elite person.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want to ask me who it is, I'll tell you, probably private message.
Yeah. Fuck. And was it probably like private entrance members club?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was really, when Quincy Jones came in, Quincy Jones is cool, by the way.
Oh, I love Quincy Jones.
So he was having like a private birthday dinner for himself. One of his daughters was there, not Rashida Jones, another one. Yeah. And he was there, and I was doing the PDR, the private dining room, so I was serving everybody in there. And when I got to him to pour him some wine, he grabbed me by the arm nicely.
Christ,
No, it's fine.
Not Quincy.
He grabbed me. No, it was fine. He looked at me and he goes, where are you from? He goes, are you from Seattle? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I could tell you got those Northwest dimples. I know.
No way.
He was like, that's where I'm from. I'm from Tacoma. I was like, oh, wow. And his daughter was like, leave her alone, Dad. And I was like, and then I walked away. I was like, oh my God, that was so nice. And I know. And I looked it up and he is from the Seattle area. I was like, holy shit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A nice story from the private members club. There's not many of them going about. I don't think so.
No, not many. No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've got loads of stories about that. I thought about doing comedy about that place, but like, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, you think I should?
Yeah.
That we had to sign a thing saying that we would never discuss anything that went on in there.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Who cares, right?
Yeah. What are they going to do? What are they really going to do?
There's so many crazy stories about that club. But, and involving famous people in that too.
Oh, Krystal, you've got yourself a new podcast.
I know, right? Hey.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Well, it's nice to hear that Quincy Jones isn't a rat.
No, yeah, he was very nice. Maybe
it-
he's just too old to sexually harass at this point.
What a bleak statement. Just too old. You couldn't do it.
I know.
Anyone else that was really nice in there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, so on the weekends, on Saturdays, I would bartend, and Dan Marino was, he was doing his like Saturday, I don't know anything about sports, but American football Saturdays, there's like a American football roundup show that he does on NBC.
Yeah.
And so NBC studios were like right around the corner from this club. So he would go and do his show, and then he would come to the club and have lunch, and he would have a martini, and like I'd make him the martini. He liked it with onions, right? A gimlet almost. And
Oh God, that's horrible.
I know, it's horrible. And I just remember one time I was walking down the hallway and I saw him coming toward me, and he just goes, "Hi, Krystal." And I was like, "Hi, Mr. Marino." And I was like, "Holy shit, Dan Marino knows my name." And I went and called my dad immediately and told him. And it was cool because Dan Marino was always very nice.
Yeah.
But then all the people he would hang out with were like total dicks. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, in the NFL world, there must be few and far between that are any nice guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Even in sports in general, most are just probably dicks.
Yeah, probably. He was nice though.
Yeah.
I remember very orange tan that he had, very dark. I think just because he's probably always hanging out in the sun.
Yeah. Was he not? Did he not play? Damn it. Did he play in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
Dolphins.
Just getting, so he's just getting that suntan day
Yeah.
in, day out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two last bits of what to cover. Your Fringe show next year.
Yeah.
Hottest girl at the band camp.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm
pretty
calling.
sweet.
Thank you. That, again, our pal Heather Jordan Ross came up with that title. What a fucking legend, Heather.
Yeah.
I have gotten so many compliments on that title. Every time I tell people, they're like, "Oh my God, that's, yeah." I heard it and I was like, yeah, that's definitely stealing that from you, Heather.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. It's quite like, so I didn't see, it was in here, just right outside there, wasn't it? Your preview this year, the work in progress.
Yeah.
It was called Kaleidoscope.
Uh-huh.
I've known a few people outside of comedy that came to see it and loved it.
Oh, great.
I didn't get to see it, but I've heard it's a very, I know, I was doing that I was doing the Counting House.
Loser.
I was doing the Counting House, Chris. I was doing a compilation show.
You did see like me working up the material at Spandex though quite a bit. So,
but it's quite. It's weirdly. So people have said to me like, "Oh, do you know the whole story?" And I go, "No, don't." Like almost like a thing, like don't spoil it. I don't know the full thing yet.
The full extent of my trauma.
But everyone says it's a really funny show, but it's also a really emotional show as well. What's that like doing that on stage? Because like surely every part of you just wants to be like, when there's not been a big laugh in like maybe a couple of minutes, you could go, ugh. What's it like doing like a really like emotional show when people have been quite emotionally affected by it as well?
Yeah, I mean, God, it's been everything. It was really hard at first. You know, the first time I did the whole thing all the way through, I did a work in progress at Monkey Barrel, and you know, like the stuff that you saw me doing at Spandex is kind of like the first half of the show.
Yeah.
And then when I get to the really intense parts that are really kind of hard to hear, obviously there's absolutely no laughter. And people, and you know, it's scary as a comedian because you're just like, are they hating this? Have I made it really weird? Sometimes, yeah, as well. And you know, but I mean, then I think after I got past that, I was lucky enough that the first work in progress, the audience responded really well.
Oh, that gives you the confidence.
It was good. I was like, oh, thank God. Like they were able to listen to it all the way through and laugh still, even after I said the really like hard parts to say. I was like, okay, so they accept that really dark shit about me. And it was very cathartic, I have to say, to kind of say the darkest shit of my life. And then, because I said to, you know, my friend Heather, shout out to Heather, because I went through it all with her and I was like, but I'm not going to say that part on stage. And she was like, no, you have to say that part. And I was like, really? She was like, yeah, because that's the truth. That's the most interesting part. And I was like, but aren't they going to hate me? But it's like, you don't know until you do it, you know? And so, yeah, I mean, the response from the audience has been really mostly great, you know, like really mostly. And even a lot of the time, because actually I did a one of the previews at, or work in progress is at the Stand, and 3 comedians came, and that made me feel really nervous. It was Liam with Neil, Jay Lafferty, and Paul McDaniel. Okay. And I was like, oh, God, what
guys, don't fucking
come on, you guys.
Yeah.
And they watched the whole thing, and you know, Jay gave me some advice saying, you're going to have to get used to people having different reactions to this.
Yeah.
Because some people are going to love it and want to laugh all the way through. Some people are going to want to just listen. Some people might be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But, that's what this show you're doing. You got to just really commit to it and do it. And I was like, okay. So I kind of thought that in my head when I was doing it. I was like, okay, even if it's going quote unquote badly in my head, I have to just plow through.
Yeah.
And even a lot of the time when I thought people were not liking it, some of them would come up to me afterward and be like, that was great. I really loved it. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah. And then also I've had like one of my main things is like, I love comedy because it has gotten me through hard times in my life.
Yeah.
So then to bring that to the comedy feels like the most right thing, I think, in the world. So that's been, again, sorry for the sincerity.
No, it's good. So you can almost, you had a good prep yourself well ahead of the Fringe this year. So you're going to come in it next year even more well prepared with how it's going to go.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like even more, it's not going to be a work in progress anymore. This is going to be the show.
Yeah. It'll be, an hour. It was 45 minutes last year. Now it's going to be an hour. And I'll say like more things have happened too, because I've kind of talked to my family and I've done other kind of research about the thing that happened. Also, I could say it's about my house burning down when I was 14.
Yeah.
And I know other things now, so it's going to be a little bit different. So if you saw it last year, there will be new come back again because the trauma continues.
Well, that's the thing. If it's helped you, it's probably going to help other people as well.
Yeah, exactly, which is great. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's also funny.
That's the main thing I've heard. People say it's hilarious as well, and you've also made dark stuff quite funny as well, and it's going to go to the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So how long have we got, Coben?
5 minutes.
Oh.
Right. Okay. We're going to do a bit of a gear change.
Woohoo!
This is Coben's used to this for the last few minutes of this podcast. It gets a bit. So what I've done is I did this with, who did it? I think it was with Robin. I've gone through all my notes, all the comedy notes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read through, and some of these are really old and really shit. Mm-hmm. So at the end of this, we're going to pick your favorite, and I'm going to do it on stage. I'm going to try and walk it into a bit.
Oh, okay. I love this.
Some of this is
Don't
horrible.
just do it.
Like Coben has been here for them, and he can see, like, there was one I said to Robin, and he looked at me like, are you fucking mental?
So the worst stuff can sometimes be the funniest, though. So.
Yeah. So I tell you what, right? Let's start going through it. So some of them are just like stories. I tell you what, I'll actually tell you the very first thing I ever wrote down as a bit of kind of observational comedy. This is the very first thing I ever wrote down
Love
to be
it.
like, I'm going to be a comedian.
Love it.
I wrote down that we haven't had a good oil spill in a while. That was my big thing, because when I was growing up, you just turn on the news and there'd be like oil, just like seagulls washing up covered in oil. And about 5 years ago, I was just like, do you know, we've not fucking had that in a while. We've not had a good oil tanker just crashing into the sea and just soaking all this sea life.
Just imagine you're imagining yourself in a Netflix special, like saying, we haven't had a good oil spill in a while. And the audience going, okay.
That was the very first thing I ever
That's
wrote
all right. Oh, that's kind of adorable, though. It's like an observation. Yeah.
Like it. Thanks, Krystal. Oh, here we go. I can't even see this. Not had a good oil spill in a while. So again, a story. I went to a raffle. There was loads of prizes given out. One of the prizes was a solicitor donated a free will to the prize thing, but someone in the audience, as it was getting drawn out, got confused and thought they had donated the gift of free will.
What?
And couldn't get the fucking head around it. And then right after that, a bald guy won a haircut. That's just like,
what is this a raffle for?
it was just one of these like shitty things, being like, yeah, we're going to raise money for this charity.
Okay.
And it was just that. And I just remember seeing this person, and afterwards they were just like, I thought they were somehow trying to donate free will to someone, and they were just like, I thought everyone just had that. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
Okay.
Somehow
I would say with that bit, it's a lot to get your head around the bit.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
We'll just stick with a bald guy when a haircut.
Yeah. Okay. Next. These are all shit so far, by the way.
So this is again something that happened. So it was all about the best thing about online dating is that you don't know anyone who's like swiped left on you, who has said no to you.
Okay.
Apart from when I was on a bus one time and saw a girl on my profile on Tinder go through all my photos and then just fucking swipe left.
You saw this?
I saw it. I was kind of on the kind of higher seats of the bus. She was down there, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's my face."
Oh, Ralph, you have to talk about that.
And then
that's funny.
She swiped left and then put her phone away. So it was like, I've seen enough.
That is, yeah. And see, that's like, yeah, that's very like believable. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it was
because it
brutal.
happens.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't mean that it's believable she swiped left. I mean, like that you saw that. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it was,
amazing.
and I was like, you kind of like,
imagine her like knowing that the guy, imagine
Yeah.
the guy you're trying to look at is behind you. Okay, I like that.
That was about 4 years ago.
That's
It still
funny.
fucking haunts me. Anytime I'm on that bus route as well, I'm just like, oh, this is the bus.
Oh my God.
Right. Right. Some of this will
And
get.
would you say she was she like super hot?
I can't. I didn't. I could only see the back of her head. But either way, it's not good.
Hot back of the head?
What else? No, that's shit. Technically, the day your mum and dad conceive is your birthday. No, that's shit. Oh,
No, because it's called birthday, not conception
I know, but
day.
it was all about how people in America, or not people in America, but the abortion people are just like,
Oh.
it's from the day you're conceived. So technically, that should be.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, not funny though, is it? Fuck. Right. This is another one. When I don't know if you had this. There was an internet cafe in Rose Street when the internet first came out, and it used to be a kind of thing.
You're old.
I know. And it used to be a kind of thing. People would go up and we'd all like sit in these chat rooms in this internet cafe, huge big room, and you'd all talk to everyone else in the internet cafe. This is so tragic. And so I had a username. I used to be really into the wrestling.
Oh, no.
And bear in mind, like 13, 14-year-old skinny little arse me, my username in this internet cafe was Big Bad Booty Daddy.
See, that's really funny, but I feel like people would think that you made that up
No.
for the bit.
Oh no, 100%. Like people, and no one mentioned it. No one thought it was weird because it was Scott Steiner, a wrestler who's just like an absolute like steroid freak. Is like his muscles. Do you know who Scott Steiner is? Can we get Scott Steiner up in the back just quickly? When you see this
A lot of visuals in this.
This is who I was comparing myself to. That was who I was calling. That was my.
Wait,
internet.
so he calls himself Big Bad Booty Daddy?
This was who I called. I took one of his nicknames, and I called myself that in an internet chat room.
Wow.
What a fucking catfish that
That's
was!
amazing.
One of the earliest catfishes known to man.
I mean, one thing, he's really hot. I think of my ideal man, and I think of this.
That was me.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Thanks for that comment. I think that was it. I've got down here. No.
I mean, I think the overlooking the Tinder,
Yeah.
swiping is funny.
Right,
I don't
okay.
know. That's like,
It's
I don't know
quite-
that.
It was a deep burn. I'll be honest.
See, I always, when I'm writing a bit, right? And I'm like, oh, I got to tell something about this real thing that happened. My immediate thought is no one's going to believe me
Yeah.
that happened. Right. And because I don't know why, but like, why do I think that? You know,
Yeah.
because like, you know, I'm thinking of a comedian, like some comedians who do their whole thing on like, LOL, this thing happened to me at the airport. And then a lot of times I'm like, no, it fucking didn't.
Yeah, we know.
Fucking
We always
happened. It
know.
didn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
But then sometimes when I'm telling a personal story, you know, I'm like, you know, because then I've got this whole show now about a personal story.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, if I'm really going hard on it, so hopefully they believe me. I don't know what my point is here, though.
No. I
But-
think that's a good point. Is that it's just like sometimes you think it's going to be unbelievable,
Yeah.
and so you hold back on it. There's bits I've cut out of sets because it's just too far fetched.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go. There's no point. People
Yeah.
just aren't going to buy into it. So and they're going to get too distracted by that didn't happen. Whereas you want them to just focus on the funny.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, no, I completely agree with that, Krystal.
Yeah. Are those your notes like from the past week?
Oh no, this is like notes. I've got like a thing here that's like a full blown like it's not no internet connection. Like you scroll. It's like
Yeah.
like 6 years worth of notes. I've just like
Wow.
any random thought I've ever had.
Wow.
I've just recorded it here.
Shall I get out a random thought of mine?
Go for it.
Okay, hold on. Let me get I think I might have tweeted this. So if you saw the tweet,
I've definitely not seen
every British person has a story about someone who got their name wrong for like 10 years and they never corrected them. And the point of the story is that the other person is the asshole. right?
Yeah.
I haven't tried that on stage. I cannot imagine a world where I would think it's okay to use one of those bikes where you're laying down.
Oh, they are tragic. It's always like a 50-year-old man as well.
I actually have lots of different ones about the laying down bikes. How secure
Do
as
that. I think I do that bit because everyone thinks they're gimps.
Yeah. How secure as a person must you be to use one of those laying down bikes? If you use a laying down bike, you must own at least 3 holiday homes.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is comedians always walk on stage to music. How come musicians don't walk on stage to a joke?
Hey.
Right? Maybe again, not funny, just like a thing.
That's a good observation, yeah.
I don't know.
I think laying down bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. 'cause
Laying down bikes.
Yeah.
Just something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's all I got. I mean, I do have more, but I think we're out of time, right? Okay. I'm going to stop.
Cool.
So
No, that was good. That was good. I genuinely laying down bikes.
you can only wear a tank top if you're driving a tank. Okay. That's it.
What a way to end the show. Krystal, thank you very much for coming on. This has been a blast.
No
I've
problem.
enjoyed this. This has been so good. I'll put all your social media links in the episode description. Please go follow Krystal. Go and see Hot Girl at the Band Camp next year's
The
Edinburgh Fringe.
band camp.
Band Camp. Hot Girl at Barn Camp.
At the very The only reason I do comedy is so that I can get more social media followers. So thank you. Thanks for that.
Please follow Krystal. And thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.